Hello, it's good to see you again. Oh, do you recognize me? Yes, it's me from the lab. I'm actually quite pleased that you recognize my face. Was it that eye-catching? I apologize for coming here so late at night, by the way. I hope I didn't wake anyone up? Oh, you live alone. Well, lucky me. Lucky in the sense that I didn't wake anyone up, I mean. Anyway, I have some important things to talk about with you. It's about your blood test. The results came in, and I know what you're thinking. Usually they simply mail the results, but I'm sure you see that this is a exception. There was something special, you see, in the results. Oh, don't worry. It's not one of those you have a month to live sort of scenarios. It's nothing bad. Quite the opposite, in fact. Your blood, it's amazing. The talk about it might take a while, so maybe we should have a seat. Oh, thank you. I'd love to come in. So, I'll try to make this as quick as possible. I'm sure you don't want me to keep you up all night, right? But anyway, about your blood test. As I was saying, the results came in, and like I said, nothing bad. The results weren't disastrous by any means. Well, I guess you could be eating a little bit less sugar, but that's hardly unique to you. You know how the public health is in this day and age. But there wasn't anything that spelt out the end of the world. Blood sugar aside, your blood, to put it lightly, is honestly a work of art. Now, to explain what I mean, I'm going to have to give you a little background information. Okay, where to begin? Do you believe in the supernatural? Ghosts, werewolves, I don't know, vampires, that sort of thing? I imagine you're not much of a believer anyway. I know, it's a weird question, especially coming from someone who works in a lab. I mean, you'd think you'd be a scientifically minded person given my work. I actually don't know anything about ghosts and werewolves, to be frank. But why don't you give that mirror a good look and tell me what you see? Or rather, don't see in this case. Yep, that's right. It's not a trick of the light. My reflection is really nowhere to be seen. And it's not some illusion either. Come on, you know how it goes, right? The whole vampires don't have reflections thing. And I know this might be hard to believe, but what I'm saying is, I'm a vampire. The drinks blood and prowls the night kind. You don't believe me? Well, I admire your skepticism, if nothing else. Hey, how heavy is this couch? It is pretty big, maybe 300, 350 pounds. Check this out. See? I can lift it up with one hand, and I'm not even breaking a sweat. Though I think the same could be said for you. Don't worry, I'll put it down gently. I know we'll wake the neighbors if we're loud. Wouldn't want that. But it is amazing, right? Even the weakest vampire can lift at least 20 times what an average human can. This sort of strength is normal for us. But to you, it's apparently some sort of marvel. So, surely you must believe me now. Though, tell you the truth, at this point it doesn't matter. It never mattered. I don't care if you believe me or not. It doesn't change anything. Because I'm going to have you either way. You see, human, you're a marvel too. And it's actually quite embarrassing to admit it, but I need you. You know how I was saying how your blood is special? Well, I should be a little bit more specific. It's special to me. Well, not just me. It's very special to a certain group of vampires. But I'm one of them. What's so special? It is so special that I was working at that lab, putting in so many hours, analyzing blood all the time, just so I could find someone with blood like yours. You look a little lost. Let me tell you a little bit about my medical history. You see, I have a certain medical condition. I'm sure you haven't heard of it because it only affects vampires. It's called hemoclatia. I got it, well, the symptoms appeared about a month ago. Now, what that means is, I basically can't drink or make use of the vast majority of different blood types. Though, mass majority is a bit of an understatement here. To get the point across, I don't mean just blood types like blood A or B or AB. If it was just that, then at worst I'd at least have 1% of the main population I could feast on. It's a lot worse than that for me. The blood type of blood that I can actually digest is so rare, it basically doesn't exist. At least, that's what I assumed until I saw yours. My disease leaves the victim with very strict requirements for what type of blood they can drink. But yours? It's perfect. Better than perfect. There isn't a single drop of blood anywhere more perfect than yours. The acidity level, the ratio of white blood cells, the oxygen saturation, everything is just so to weave the masterpiece that is your blood. Every last detail, absolutely flawless. I'm salivating just thinking about it. Finally, blood I can actually drink. You have no idea how starved I've been, and I just can't contain myself. In fact, let me get just a little closer and, wow, putting my hand on your heart like this, feeling it pump all that succulent blood, it's so intoxicating. Well, your clothes are a bit in the way of me feeling your heart, but the point still stands. I haven't had anything in a month, but now after all this time, I have in front of me what must be the only person who can sate me. I can't help it. I'm gonna have a sip. It's so good. But I'm not the only one after it. You are a gold mine for vampires with a condition with mine. Especially when a vampire gets hemoclatia, it's essentially a death sentence. They'll be doomed to starve to death. After all, the chance of finding someone with blood like yours is essentially zero. In fact, if the models I created were correct, the chance is basically 1 in a billion. So it's really a miracle I found you. Destiny, even. And obviously, that means there are going to be a lot of vampires after you. But don't worry, you'll be safe with me. I'll keep you nice and protected in my home. It's like a fortress. I even got a bunker. There, you will offer your blood exclusively to me, and whenever I ask for it. And that's it, really. That's all you have to do. Your one job is simple and low stress. You're welcome. I'll take care of everything else. You don't have to worry about anything. Forget about the stresses of waking up early and forcing yourself to go to school or work. Forget about money and paying bills. Forget about worrying about your belongings. I'll buy you whatever you need as long as you be a good little meal. Looking around, I noticed you seem to have a bunch of useless stuff around here. I can buy you a lot of useless stuff. It'll be just like home, except this time you'll have some actual company. You need time to think about it. Oh, you poor thing. Since when were you under the impression that you had a choice? You're mine, and you're coming with me whether you like it or not. I'm powerful even by the freakish standards of vampires. I'm influential in both the human and vampire worlds. So what makes you think you can resist me? When I want something, I get it. and I want you. Now, let me tell you how things are going to go here. First, you're going to apologize for even entertaining the possibility of trying to resist me. Then, if there's anything you want to bring along, you bring it as long as you can pick it up in, say, 15 minutes. Then we are going to get in my car and we are leaving. Do you understand? Good. Apology accepted. Now, come on. Your 15 minutes just started.